What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Nutrition in No Time. I'm your host, Mitis. Today we're going to be talking about gluten. Oh yeah, and your gluten intolerance. Yes, right, you have a gluten intolerance. No, you don't. And before I tell you why, please like, subscribe, share, comment, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. I want to hear your comments on this one, guys, because I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this. But I'm calling your shit. I'm calling the whole industry shit. You do not have a gluten intolerance. In actual numbers, about 6% of Americans may have a gluten intolerance. May have a gluten intolerance. Okay, that equals about 20 million out of the 400 million plus we have in this country. Yet it seems on every street corner you talk to somebody with a gluten intolerance. It's nonsense. They think they do. They haven't been tested, and they probably will never get tested, but it's the big fad now, right? So everything's got gluten-free aisles and so on and so forth. And yes, there's marketing and money to be made from it. But let's get into the real nitty-gritty of it. Gluten is a protein that is found in wheat products, okay? And it, for some people, can be extremely difficult to digest. Now, what symptoms are we looking at versus gluten intolerance versus somebody who just thinks they have a gluten intolerance? And let's dispel some of these myths. First and foremost, gluten, the protein, when we process the wheat products and things of that nature, can scorch the protein. That could cause some intolerances that we didn't have before via our new processing systems. It does not mean you are allergic or intolerant to gluten. It simply means you're intolerant to the process that makes the gluten, or that processes the gluten and puts it into our foods, our breads, and whatnot. Now, that can be product to product depending on their processing system. So there's that. Two, everybody says, oh, after I eat bread, I get a full feeling and, I'm kind of bloated. Well, duh, mother truckers. That's what bread was made for, to feed the poor masses, to keep them full and satiated. It's what bread does. That's what they give it to you before a buffet. Think a little bit. It's supposed to bloat you. It's supposed to make you full. The difference between that and another gluten intolerant, or the actual gluten intolerance, is immense gas, bloating, burping, the other end, all that stuff, okay? It's a true intolerance. Their body truly rejects it, okay? Another thing is this, and this is kind of one of my favorites. People who claim to have gluten, an intolerance to gluten, and don't get tested. How on earth can you tell me you have a gluten intolerance when for centuries upon centuries, humans have been consuming breads and pastas and cakes and cookies with no problem whatsoever? And then that same person won't touch the bread, but they'll eat that fucking cookie. Okay? Now, for people that truly do have gluten intolerances, they can't touch any of that stuff. It wrecks them, almost to the point of a celiac disease type of deal. Gluten intolerance is a form of non-celiac disruption in your gut, but you'll know it when it happens, okay? People with true gluten intolerances have issues. Not that they're bloated or that they're just a little gassy or anything like that, okay? And then that portrays to bad gut biome, and bad gut health will permeate throughout your body with bad skin, poor sleep, things like that. It's a true problem, not just you're uncomfortable for a little while after eating a little bit of bread, okay? So, with that said, guys, I hope this sheds a little light on the situation, but one other thing that you need to be very, very aware of: when your body is stressed, either after hard exercise or a restless night's sleep or death in the family or anything like that, your body has a hard time breaking down certain proteins. Wheat protein and gluten is one of them. You will get gassy, you will get bloated. It will happen, but that is due to stress in the body and inflammation, not necessarily gluten intolerance. So be mindful of when that happens when you eat those certain products that contain gluten, and I think you'll find that if you eat them away from those certain happenstances, you'll tolerate the wheat just fine. Guys, I hope this helped a lot. Please like, subscribe, comment below. If you want to challenge me on this, that's fine. Have at it. No such thing as bad press. Take it easy, guys.